Show tonight
with Mike Perkins.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Good to be here.
Hell yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah,
It
baby.
is.
Guys, give it up for yourselves for being here, ladies and gentlemen. This is another late show tonight, live at Loft Ensemble, ladies and gentlemen. This is it right here. With me, as always, is my partner in crime. It's Mr. Paul Browne. How you feeling today, Paul? You doing good?
I'm feeling pretty good, Mike. You want to hear a funny story?
Fuck yeah, I do. You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah. So I had a job interview, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was for like a social media coordinator, because I've been doing pretty good on TikTok. Almost have 500,000 followers, so it's going.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so then they were like, "So we saw your talk show," and I was like, "Oh, cool," and I didn't get the job.
Well, I gotta tell you, I got the job, guys. Hey! Did they really? What do you mean?
Yeah, I think they saw the episode where they called me Raw Dog Brodo.
Are you serious? Every episode you're called Raw Dog Brodo.
And I just started laughing at him because I was like, I know where this is going. This is great.
You lost a job because of us?
Woo!
That's
It was
fucking
worth it.
awesome.
It was worth it.
So, is it first time here? Another late show tonight? Who's the first time here? First time? So for the past year or so, our guy Brian McDaniel, he's on the show tonight. Give it up for Brian McDaniel. He had this joke where he called Paul Raw Dog Brodo, and we've been doing it for the past 8 months. Every show we just say Raw Dog Brodo, Raw Dog Brodo, and it just cost him a job. So that's fucking funny.
If they can't handle Raw Dog Brodo, I don't want to work there.
Speaking of which, how is your girlfriend?
She's doing great. She got me this Pittsburgh Penguins jersey that I'm currently sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
So,
Tell me about it. I've been sweating this whole time. Hey, I'm sweating. All right, here we go. And give it up, Paul Browne, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. Also, if you guys got a job that's hiring, hook them up with a job. Raw Dog Brodo can do whatever he wants. With me, as always, is the best house band in the world. It's the show with Adam and Sean, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing? You guys doing all right?
I saw the new Top Gun movie. I know.
Oh, okay.
Quick to the box office. And this mustache just came in. I mean, it was like out of nowhere.
It came with your movie ticket?
Yeah, I left the theater and it was just there.
I just grew.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
USA. I love how you guys are
My daughter's so afraid of Sean now. Every time I'm like, "Oh, Uncle Sean's coming," she's like, "Nah, the one with the mustache."
And I was like, "You better respect me. I'm a pilot."
I'm a Top Gun. Goddamn.
The best in the Navy. I'm a renegade.
I love that. I love how you guys are leveled up today. You know what I mean?
It's like
We're on the set of, on the show tonight, we have Bree Pavey, ladies and gentlemen. She's here tonight. We're going to be interviewing her at Loft Ensemble. She's directing a play called Mud, which is why we're in the apocalypse right now. And why Adam and Sean are in a treehouse, and that's going to be my desk for the whole night. I'm just going to hang out there and kind of do some stuff back there, you know what I mean? But we have a great show for you guys tonight. We got a bunch of comedians. Justin Sherman is here, ladies and gentlemen. My man, Justin Sherman. We got Brian McDaniel is on the show tonight too, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have headliner Joe Bartnick is here, ladies and gentlemen. You might have seen him on Netflix Comedy Central. He's going to be here at the end of the night. And a bunch of other surprises and stuff too in store for you guys. But what do you guys think? You want to start this monologue?
Yeah, what's going on this week?
What do you guys think? You want to start this monologue, baby? Get that energy up. My name is Mike Perkins. This is another late show tonight, and I thank you guys for coming out. I forgot to mention that thank you for coming also, because half the ticket sales are going to the No Ho Home Alliance, ladies and gentlemen. So we're doing it for a good cause, baby. We're laughing for a good cause. And here comes the monologue. We ready, baby? Give it up. So this happened. Moderna is suing Pfizer now for patent infringement in the development of their COVID-19 vaccine, saying that they copied their data and technology. Yeah. Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson was like, bro, we just mixed up water and baby oil. I don't know what the fuck. You kidding me? I don't know what we did. You want another shot? You just need one. That's all you need. Seriously, bro, we just put some fucking slushy in there. And it was just you took it, you know what I mean? So like that's it. Anybody take Johnson Johnson? Yeah. Hell yeah. One guy. He's like, yeah, I took Johnson Johnson. This is cool. There's a new concept, an idea called California Sober, which is when you're completely clean and do nothing but smoke weed. Yeah, California Sober. Not to be confused with Florida Sober, which is doing every single drug imaginable, but just drinking diet soda. Just drinking the diet soda. Just drinking that. Which I'm pretty sure the Florida Sober people got the Johnson Johnson. Got the Johnson Johnson. Anybody in love in the audience? Yeah. Some people in love?
Hey, look, it's Sean's anniversary.
It is your anniversary? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
It's your anniversary tonight.
Yeah, I'm here on stage. We'll see if I'm still married at the end of this.
Anybody divorced in the crowd? Anybody divorced? Give it up, it's an anniversary, guy. That's awesome. Happy anniversary, man. I love it. Well, this is cool. This is a good thing about love. It was stated that falling in love makes you less productive and lowers your ability to concentrate and perform. Yeah. Actually, that's really all I got. My girlfriend made lettuce wrap tacos last night, so I couldn't finish that joke. Couldn't finish it. I finished the tacos though. They were great.
I bet you did.
They were like I'm getting fucking married! That's awesome. We got some Philly. Any Philly people in the crowd? Philly? My man Pro Bono, baby. A girl in Philly was spotted at Love Park walking her emotional support alligator. Yeah, confirming that Philly is full of other crazy women and not just my ex. So, not just my ex. Apparently the alligator's name is Wally and is a TikTok star that loves to give hugs.
Wow.
Yeah. And Wally's owner must be depressed and hasn't been hugged in years. So, do you guys know her? All right. How do you have a pet alligator? What? In Philly, too. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Get a fucking dog, you know? That's all I gotta say about that one. As you can see, I'm sweating a lot because this week and this weekend is gonna be the longest and hottest heat wave of the year for SoCal, baby. Yeah, keeping it hot. There will be an excessive heat warning starting this Friday right after I post all these jokes online. Sip of that. Why'd I get quiet all of a sudden? I thought I had a heat stroke at that moment. I was like, why is everyone quiet? What's going on? Fucking sweating. Speaking of something hot, Jessica Sinclair, a Hooters waitress in Texas, was caught dipping hot wings into her vagina before serving them to customers. Yeah. Authorities say that she would dip the wings in her vagina even while she was on and off her period. Yeah, isn't that insane? So, come on down to Hooters to try our new monthly special. It's the best, period. Oh, baby. Excessive heat warning. A shipment of baby wipes was seized at the Mexican border, which turned out to be almost $12 million worth of cocaine. Yeah, disguised as baby wipes. And times are tough, even when the babies are getting in the drug trade. You know? I want that go-go, and you better get that gaga. Get it over the border. I don't want no toys. I want the real stuff. That's my mobster, baby. He's just De Niro. It's like, never rat on your friends. And always drink your fucking juice. A 93-year-old woman just became the oldest person to ever skydive.
Wow.
God bless her, right? Yeah, it was a dream of hers, but it was also really scary because her parachute didn't open right away. Yeah, lucky for her, though, all that loose skin and granny panties really just glided her to safety. She's like, I'm good! She's just soaring through the air. A man in Florida crashed straight into a FedEx truck while receiving oral sex. Yeah. Yeah, Florida sober. Am I right? He was Florida sober. Yeah, cops responded by saying it was truly a head-on collision. So. I'm gonna take a drink after that one. You know what I mean? Hey, truly a head-on collision.
Stay hydrated, Michael.
A new study said that men who can perform at least 40 push-ups in one attempt are less likely to suffer from heart disease within the next 10 years. Yeah, well, I had a great fucking run. Come on, man. 40 push-ups in one sitting? God damn. All right, you guys are all buff in the crowd. You just start doing push-ups right now. You're like, I'll fucking do it. I'm living forever. California announced their decision to ban the sale of new gasoline cars by 2035. Did you guys see that? Yeah, they're only doing it, they said, because of the drought. We'll need the gas in the shower. So let me just take a quick unleaded and we can get out of here. You know what I mean? You know, I really thought that joke was going to have a little more gas in it, but didn't have it. Should have scratched that one.
I got you, Paul. Where you at, Paul?
Oh, yeah. Any Robert De Niro fans in the crowd? We got Robert De Niro fans? My man Bobby D. Robert De Niro is set to star opposite himself in a new mob movie called Wise Guys, where he plays two different crime bosses that go against each other. Yeah, truly the Austin Powers of mob movies, if you will. I'm really excited to see The Don Who Shagged Me. I'm excited to go see that. I'm Dr. Evil. No. There's a new trend in dating called fluid bonding. You guys heard of this one? Fluid bonding, where couples don't use protection when they first meet in order to have more intimacy with one another.
It's called raw dogging.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's raw dog, raw dog.
I've been doing that since the first day. What are you
What are we talking about?
Well, you know, nothing brings couples closer together than STDs, you know, so that's why nothing brings them closer together. They did say fluid bonding is all about trust, and you can trust that I'm going to wear a condom. You can trust that on our first date, ladies. And guys, you can trust that she's going to trap you. If you do that, she's going to trap you. It's bringing us closer together. What do you think for baby names? You're like, this is the first date. A new study has shown that men with larger stomachs and higher BMIs last an average of 7 minutes longer in bed than slimmer guys. Yeah. No wonder my girlfriend's been feeding me pasta and cookies. She's playing the long game. She's playing the long game. I'll tell you, our sex was like, you know, it bumped up 7 minutes. You know what I mean? Before it was about a minute, so it was just she bumped up 7 minutes. And finally, there's a new trend for women that went viral on TikTok called vabbing. You know what this is? Where to attract men, women will take their vagina juices and use it as perfume.
Vabbing?
Yeah, it's vabbing. Went viral on TikTok. Victoria's Secret got hint of this and is now selling Victoria's Secretion. Britney Spears also wanted to make a line that's called Oops, I Vabbed It Again. And finally, Jessica from Hooters was said, all you can eat wings, baby. And that's the monologue, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. Real heat tonight, Mike.
Woo! Bringing that heat, baby.
Some real heat tonight.
Bringing that heat. Was it what? It was a red light? It was a real red light, baby. The red light district. Cause it's the red light district. Cause it's the red light district. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Guys, thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. You guys having fun so far? We having a good time? We've been doing the show for almost 3 years now, guys. It's been almost 3 years. We've been doing another late show tonight. And we've had this guy on the show every single time. He's a big staple of the show. Are you guys ready for your next segment? Yeah. I need to get it really loud in here. Are you guys ready for your next segment? So let's get ready for Sports and a Half with my man, Brian McDaniel! like this, you just need to have strong feelings, okay? If I say something and you like it, I want to hear you cheer. Let me hear it. Let me hear you cheer. Let me hear you cheer. If I say something and you hate it, I want to hear you boo. Let me hear you boo. Yeah. If I say something and you don't have any feelings about it, I want you to sack up and get some emotions, you little bitches. Yeah! All right, you ready to do this? Here we go. Record Sports and a half. All right, there we go. That one's just for Sean. I signed it. Okay. Baseball is getting frisky. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a couple was caught on camera having sex at a Blue Jays game. Yes. Yeah.
I did see that.
You did? And a week before, a guy at the A's game got a blowjob. Yeah. So far, no reports of the ballpark of anyone trying to put it in the designated shitter. That's an anal joke. Sports and a half! Okay, here we go. Baseball, still frisky. All right, some parks are trying to capitalize on the trend. They have changed the kiss cam to the kiss my dick cam. I don't like it. I don't like this. I'm not on board with this. I don't like it at all. You know why? How am I supposed to maintain a family environment when I can't go there without my kids seeing the 7th inning snatch? Sports today! All right, one last sports story, one last baseball story. Bill Burr sold out Fenway Park, playing Fenway Park, proving that you don't have to be a loser to play Fenway Park this season. Sports today! All right, Live Golf.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh God, I like you have strong opinions. Live Golf, the golf tour owned and funded by Saudi Arabia, is trying to take over golf. Yeah, by paying enormous sums of money to golfers, so they'll switch their league from the PGA to Live Golf, and they aren't exactly having a hard time finding rich white guys willing to give up their morals for cash. And I know you could be like, oh, this is rich people problems, this is white people problems, and you're right, but think about the precedent. A country with miserable human rights record is buying a sport. And they're changing the rules too. Like, what if China tried to buy basketball? Right? Or Russia tried to buy hockey. And I guess I don't give a shit about that one either. Whatever, we'll trade hockey for the Ukraine. Any fucking day! All right, speaking of money, Phil Mickelson is one of the guys who defected to the Live Golf Tour for $200 million. That's what it took to get him to join Live. And his defense has been pretty similar to everyone else's defense, which is basically like, oh, well, the corporate sponsors behind the PGA aren't so great either. Which, bringing up the corporate hellscape of late capitalism is not the great defense you think it is. It's like saying, oh, I'm dating a murderer now, but my ex was an abuser. But there is a hero to this story. There is a hero, okay? Tiger fucking Woods! Yes! Tiger Woods apparently turned down nearly $1 billion. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not going to Live. He turned down all this money. I love it. It's so great, right? And in an attempt to keep the PGA alive, he has created this new TV show. I'm not kidding. This is the true thing. It's going to air on Monday nights. After football is over, there's going to be golf on Monday nights. It's a way to pad the other PGA players' pockets so that they don't leave and go to Live. And they're going to play simulated golf on TV.
Oh shit.
What?
Yeah, we're going to watch them play Top Golf on fucking television. Yeah! Yeah! TV plus capitalism plus Tiger Woods save the day! Sports and a half! everybody, Brian McDaniel, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. He's dishing hockey.
Love it.
Love it, baby. Love it, baby. One more time, Brian McDaniel. He's always the best. Big headlines all over the country and stuff. And sometimes in comedy, you guys know you guys have headliners, you got features, and sometimes people do stand-up for the very first time ever, guys. And on this show, we have a segment called The First Time Funny or Flop, where someone does stand-up for the very first time on this show. And either way, they're getting the couch. We're going to talk to them and see how it happened, how it worked out. So, you guys ready for someone's very first time ever doing stand-up? I want to get it very loud here, get it very supportive. Give the round of applause now, very first time ever on stage. Give it up for Peter Browne! Peter Browne, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi. I'm Peter, and it's my first time, and I just wanted to be special, so I did some research on things you should not do on your first time, one of which is make direct eye contact. So similar to my own first time, there'll be no direct eye contact, hopefully. It'll be over pretty quickly, it won't be that painful, and there'll be no crying or fluids on anyone's shirt. I've been dating a long time, and you think that you would get better at it. I'm old-fashioned, like let's meet in a bar or the loft of a church, and just like get drunk and go home together, and like let me find out what's wrong with you, or like figure out how I can save you, or make my life about you. But I feel like we live in this time of like. It's like the Amazon Prime of dating, right? It's like come over after 2, but leave by 4. That's when the kids get home. You can pull this much hair and come 1 ounce in my mouth. And call me a pineapple princess. But like, I don't know. I just have a lot of. I like to say I'm a good writer because I have really unrealistic expectations of real life. Like I want everything to be an amazing movie, right? So. I joined Hinge because I just want to feel bad about myself, like in general, professionally or creatively or visually, or it's like, what do you do? I'm a writer. What do you write? I write stories. Have you written anything I've seen? Probably not. And then it's just over. So then I go on Scruff and I get to the guy's house and we've been messaging and trading pics and I see a ruffle behind the window and then I'm just blocked. So, it's kind of like the gap between my teeth. It's too big, it's too small, it's just creepy. So, that's where I'm at. But I did meet a nice guy on Hinge, and we dated for exactly 6 months because he was this Jewish guy worked in finance who was like 6 months is the mark for when we decide if things get serious or not. So the day after Rosh Hashanah, he decided that they would not. And I was feeling really sad, not like I can't live, but more like when they take your favorite drink special off the menu and you're like, all right, let's move on. So there was this guy I went out with like 2 years ago, which feels like 5 years ago with the pandemic, and he's what you would call like a pocket gay. Like he's like really cute and little, and his house looks really nice, like Polly Pockets. And we went back to his place, and we went in the bedroom, and this is a true story. It was like we go in the bedroom, and we went from like the meet cute to like the door closes, the lights come on, and it's like red lights, and there's some kind of like whip with a chain on the wall, and it's like it just turned, and he puts me down on the bed and starts to like try to stick his fingers up my ass, and it's like not the little fingers, and also like he probably should have like trimmed his nails, and it was just awful, and I'm just like getting it over with. So naturally, that's who I went back to when I was, trying to get over my ex. So I go back, and it's like Edward Scissorhands in the red light district, take 2. It's painful, it's awful, it ends, and the next day I just get a text, and it's like, hey, my boyfriend boyfriend has gonorrhea, and I'm like, wonderful. So I'm too embarrassed to tell my therapist, who I'm in love with and also professionally stalking. So I tell my mother, who's coming to visit, and she just says, you know, sweetheart, hopefully if you have it, you can hold off on the antibiotics for a few days so we can still drink. So that's my dating life. And, my time is almost up. My name is Peter. Thanks for being here and making my first time special. I've been going through a tough time, bipolar, struggling with mental health stuff, and so it's been really nice to get on stage and talk about my problems, and thank you.
Guys, one more time for Peter Browne! He's about to run out on the couch, baby. Have a seat. How do you feel? First time ever.
I feel okay. I think when you're, I'm a writer, your stories are really precious, like your children.
Yeah.
So with this, it's more like, the stories are like, people I used to sleep with that I never want to see again. So I don't really care how it goes. So it was good. It was good. It was good.
I love that. What do you do? What do you write? What do you,
I write screenplays, psychological thrillers. I wrote a novel, prose, poetry. I make zines. I like to write a lot of different kinds of stuff.
I love that. It showed in your stand-up because you had very like deep references like Edward Scissorhands or Polly Pocket and stuff like that. So it was like, it showed very well. What was the whole process of you getting the stand-up together? Was it writing easy and then?
No,
like,
so I work at a restaurant, so I spend a lot of time dealing with people. So I thought it can't be that hard.
You're just trying bits the past 2 weeks.
A little bit.
You're like, you ever heard of Polly Pocket? All right.
Well, I did with a table, but I felt like I wanted to try really hard to just get outside of my normal comfort zone, which is to just to talk about myself and not care too much, because I feel like in normal life, whether it's doing the specials or doing a traditional audition, like you're really focused on the results. Whereas with this, I was like, well, I kind of know what to say, and also hopefully the lights are dark enough that I can't make actually direct eye contact.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to embrace in this chapter of my own life, as an artist, just trying new things that are kind of scary and not caring too much about how it happens. Kind of like dating.
Yeah. Well, I think he just became a stand. I mean, he's on the path of stand-up comedy, right, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
First time! Comedy under the bleachers.
Come on, Peter Browne, ladies and gentlemen. That was great. Ben Rawls, we're gonna need it back.
There it is. Ben Rawls, you guys.
Ben Rawls, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
This one.
Look at the sound out. Give it up, baby. Ben Rawls.
Lots of stuff.
So right now, if you guys, like we said at the top, we look like we're in the apocalypse right now.
Yeah.
You guys notice that?
Yeah.
Great. the one person that's in the show as well. Yes, I noticed it. I noticed it. So right now, we have a show going on here at Loft called Mud, which takes place many years in the future. And it is written and directed by the one and only Bree Pavey. And she's here right now to talk to us. So ladies and gentlemen, get the round of applause going for the one, the only Bree Pavey! I got some questions and all the good stuff.
Oh my God.
Thanks for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you. This is your second time
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah. The first time was as an actor.
Yeah, you came on as an actor. You were acting in Adam's show,
Yeah.
Code Pink.
Yeah.
And you did like I get so many compliments
It's a monologue.
of the show. They're like, I came there for the time when that woman did the Code Pink, and it was so emotional and so great. And then I get so many compliments for the show that they want to see more of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Less of us, more baby stealing monologues. Less jokes, more bullshit.
Yeah.
They're
Let's
like,
jokes,
your
more
monologue
tears.
can leave. If you could just bring her back, that'd be great. If you could just stop doing it.
More tears, please.
Yeah. Keep sports in a half, but we want Bree to come back.
Aw,
That's a real monologue.
That's a
man.
real monologue.
Real monologue. You did.
You know, it breaks up the comedy show, having a drama in the middle of it.
Yes.
So I want to ask you a couple questions. So you grew up in Illinois,
Yes, Chicago.
Chicago.
Mostly.
And was the dream always to be an actor or
I
a
don't
director?
I don't know. I don't know if it was always the dream. I acted from, itty bitty,
Okay.
teeny tiny. But I think for a really long time, I joked that I went to college and I went to grad school and I had this whole life, and I always think about it that I had formed this caricature of what I thought the adult version of me was supposed to look like. And I was doing that, and then one day I was like, I fucking hate all of this. Literally everything I'm doing fucking sucks. I was a lawyer, I owned a house, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, I hate every second of this. And so one day I was crying in the parking lot of the courthouse. It's true. Literally. And I called my mom and I'm like, hey,
The person you're representing walks by your car. It's like, that's my lawyer.
I'll be right with you, sir.
I am fucked.
I'll be right with you. But I was doing theater on the
Okay.
down low while I was a lawyer.
Wow.
I was sneaking off after work to go to rehearsal and go doing shows on the weekends. And I'm sitting in the parking lot and crying, and I call my mom and I'm like, everything's terrible. And she's like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna sit in the parking lot and cry, or are you gonna do something?
Yeah.
I said, well, I want to quit my job and sell my house and move to LA. And she said, do it. And 2 months later, I was here.
Let's go, Mom.
Shit, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Now, I don't want to double back too much, but Adam and I can't get over the fact, Mike, that you called it Illinois.
Yeah, that I think that bothered a lot of people in this room. I think a lot of people.
What do you say? It's Illinois.
Illinois. The S
Illinois?
is silent.
What do you say, Illinois?
Illinois.
What do you say, Paul?
I used to say Illinois.
We grew up in Jersey together. so-
And you really hit the S at the end of it, too.
Illinois.
You hit it straight.
Yeah.
Illinois.
You say Illinois. I say Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois. Well, I looked up your bio. It said you were from a different place in Illinois.
Bothers me a lot.
Illinois? When did you grow up in Illinois?
Illinois.
So it was basically Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's tricky, right? There's Chicago proper, and then there's the suburbs.
Gotcha.
And if I said Crystal Lake, you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. You're like, we're Jason.
But it's right outside.
We all know where that's at.
But it's right outside of Chicago, so I think most people who live within an hour of Chicago proper just go,
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago.
Well, it's like we say we're from Philly, because when I say South Jersey, they're like, oh, we're in South Jersey. And I'm like, Runnymede, Belmar, Glendora, and they're like, what? And you're like, 10 minutes from Philly.
Yeah.
We always say the city of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's incredible that you were doing that and you just kind of were like, fuck it, I'm just going to LA and
Yeah.
living my dream. So
Yeah.
is that how did you find Loft? Was that when you first got here? And you were like,
No, I didn't find Loft. So I was here, and then I went to New York for a few years, and I was doing theater in New York.
okay.
And then I went to do theater in New York, and then I just spent some time drinking in New York. And then one day I looked around and I was like, I am not working very hard. I work really hard in LA. So I came back, and also winter. So I came back, and I hadn't been back that long, and I got a call from a friend who had joined Loft since I had been gone, and was like, I'm doing this show and I need an actor, and I think you'd be good in it, and do you want to come do it? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And it was Macbeth. And so I came and I did Macbeth, and then I was like, I want to be in this company. And that was 11 years ago.
I think that's about right.
Almost 12, yeah.
Adam is the artistic director of Loft, and Bree is the managing director of Loft Ensemble. So that's been 11 years since you've been with Loft, too.
Yeah, Adam and I have been married for almost 12
Yeah,
years. We're not.
This is our anniversary.
But it's like a bit of a work-life situation,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So then, so now when did you kind of so you started acting at Loft and kind of became more involved with it. So when did you get the director bug of it?
So I had always I like to be in charge of things. Just be very honest about that. I like spreadsheets and I like color-coded things.
Right now you're like, lights, do this, now.
I walked in, I was like, why is the ghost light on? Why don't the house lights on? Backstage lights should be off. The lights on. So I just scamper around and do it. But I had always wanted to try and direct, but I had never really been in a situation where I could.
Yeah.
And so I was at Loft, and it was like the first summer that I was a company member. And at that point, our company was like 12 people, and we were in this janky old space in the downtown arts district near Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
It was, Adam and I were just talking about it today. We were like, God, that place sucked. But it's also like where we were born, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So
It makes you what you are today.
Right.
Yeah.
So most of the company was going to New York to do the New York Fringe Festival with an amazing show that we put up called Lovesick. And I wasn't part of that show, so I was gonna be here. And we were like, well, what do we do for like the 2 months while you guys are off fucking around with Lovesick? And my now husband had written a play. And so we were like, hey, Tor's got this play, I could direct it. There's like 4 of us left that aren't going to New York, we could be in it. And they were like, yeah, fuck it up. So we did it and directed it. And I was like, hey, that was really fun.
Wow.
That really appealed to my brain in a different kind of way than acting does.
It's a whole different
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us more. Now you're directing. Now you've been directing for how many? It's been Loft 11 years.
10 years.
10 years of directing
Yeah.
too. Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us more about Mud. That's now live here at Loft Ensemble.
Yeah.
What inspired you to direct it? And you wrote it too.
I did.
So what inspired you to do all that?
My brain was having a total meltdown. I had so many questions about the world that I was just spiraling constantly, thinking about how, you know, we've joked so much in the last few years about how the world is such a dumpster fire. And my normal response is just burn it all down and start over, right? Like everything is so convoluted and corrupt and fucked that I'm like, just burn it down and start over. But then there's the question of like, but then who gets to be in charge when we're starting over? And who gets to decide who's in charge when we're starting over? And how do we know if that person's okay?
Yeah.
And so like that coupled with this idea that I feel like in sort of our modern world, we've really lost track. I think social media has a lot to do with it, with like the concept of truth as like this up here thing that like my opinion doesn't really have any fucking impact on it. It just is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like between those two things of like people who accept that there are truths that just are, regardless of our opinion or perspective. And there are people who don't accept that there are truths that exist, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how did those two things of like, those two questions of like, what is truth? And if we burn it all down, who gets to be in charge if we start over?
Yeah.
Sort of created this whole thing for me.
The apocalypse of it all.
Yeah, and it sort of became like thinking about individual people and like how we experience the world and how we walk through the world. And like when all of the bullshit is stripped away, right? When Instagram's gone, when Netflix is gone, when cars are gone, when the fucking government's gone, when it's all gone, at our core, who are we? Who are we to each other? Who are we together as human beings? Can we do better if we're given a second chance? And that's kind of some of the questions. So it's a comedy.
I just want to say follow me on Instagram at Mike Perkins _ and I hope it doesn't burn down because I want you to follow me.
Lighthearted summer fun.
Lighthearted summer fun.
Definitely for the whole family.
Well, I loved it so much too. It was so cool just to see the different, and you kind of, I don't want to like give anything away. I just want you guys to go see it. You guys should go see the play. It's here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's a very great play. And you kind of see the characters that you have in it. They kind of.
You can say anything you want.
So there's a. Follow me at Mike Perkins _
Don't tell them about the spaceship.
But there's a spaceship. There's aliens.
There's so many aliens.
Someone comes out as Top Gun. And he's like, I used to be a pilot, motherfucker! You know, it's so good, and each character kind of has their own just moments of, you know, kind of just reflecting on themselves and what they are in that environment, and I love it too. Our sound guy, Ben Rawls, is in it too. He's I'll leave you with this. So you're directing. What's your favorite part of directing? And what's your least favorite part of directing? And what kind of advice can you give someone that wants to direct?
I will say my least favorite part of directing is scheduling.
Okay.
Because we really, everything at Loft is volunteer, right? Not a single person here gets paid. We all do this from love and passion and commitment. Doesn't matter how many hours you put in or how few hours you're able to put in. Everybody is on equal footing here.
It has to mean something.
It has to mean something,
Yeah.
and also it just prevents, it prevents that weird, like, well, I'm worth this much and you're only worth this much. Like, just fuck all that.
Which is what Mud's about.
Which is kind of what Mud's about.
Yeah.
So because it's all volunteer, we really want to honor people's opportunities to make money, right? So things come up, people book gigs, people have to pick up extra shifts. So sometimes like the scheduling part can be like, there's only so many hours.
Yeah.
So that's a part that I don't like, is having to navigate scheduling. But we always work it out. It always comes together.
For sure.
Something I love about directing.
What do you love about directing?
I love
Like
watching.
going from acting to directing, it's like, what do you love about it?
I love watching actors discover things. I love a moment where you see an actor go, oh shit, yeah, I got it. When like something snaps or locks in for them, either in a story moment or in a relationship moment, or they're bumping up against the flow of a line or a speech, and then suddenly they catch the rhythm in a way that feels really good for them. And it's exciting to me when it might not be how I imagined it, but it's so special when an actor connects to something that I'm like, I don't even fucking care if it's not what I thought it should be. I'm so excited to see you be excited about what it's become for you.
Wow, okay.
So that's probably my favorite part. The advice. I think the best advice, the biggest thing that I've learned over the years of directing is to be ready to let go. Like, we come into the room with a preconceived idea of what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna sound like, what it's gonna feel like. And once actors become part of that painting, you have to be willing to let some of that go. Because you might come in going, this is gonna be royal blue when it's on the canvas, but the actor comes in and they're more of a cerulean. So you gotta be ready to let go of that royal blue and
Paul,
roll
what's
into the
cerulean?
It's a different shade.
It's a different kind of blue.
It's
Did
a
they invent
reptile.
that in Illinois?
But it's the idea that like it might be a different shade than what you preconceived that it might be, and if you can let go and let the painting sort of inform itself, it can be even more beautiful and spectacular than you imagined before you got there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bree Pavey.
Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bree Pavey, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Mud live here at Loft Ensemble. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Lady from Illinois.
Illinois, right?
Lady
Lady from Illinois.
I think we're gonna write a fucking song.
About
Lady from Illinois.
Who was the, who was the one that's like, Chicago, Illinois?
Scruff McGruff.
Scruff McGruff, it is Scruff McGruff, yeah.
McGruff.
Scruff, Chicago, Illinois, do it 812,
Yeah,
something.
Great.
Nobody knows your Philadelphia bullshit, Mike.
Bree, can we cut this? Can we
You
cut
want to leave the
this?
music to the band? What the fuck are we talking about here? That was great.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of wonderful music, you guys ready for our first musical guest of the night? Are you guys ready for our special guest musical guest of the night?
Let's go!
Guys, get your applause going, get it going for Dream Horse Highway!
Thank you all for coming out tonight. This is our first time here at the Loft, and we're so excited to be here, and it's just a great show. So hope you guys like it. We're Dream Horse Highway. We're gonna play some few original songs for you. dried up piece of bamboo. Want you to split me open and then show me what's inside. I promise I'll be something brand new. But instead, you're lucky number yellow. We might both be fair fellows. Either way, we know you're better than me. That's clear to see. If we can't make it here, then maybe it's our fault. So maybe we were both right after all. Maybe I'm the ocean and you're my cannonball. So maybe we were both right after all. An open tulip in the first frost, 1,000,001 blooms lost, bookends made a friend. It's sad when stories end. Why I'm frozen? When did the snow stop being our friend? Are we tired? Do we fall asleep? A tingle of winds as they sleep. Can our broken voices sing? Will the light exist come spring? Will our light exist? If we can't make it here, then maybe it's our fault. So maybe we were both right after all. Maybe you're still the ocean, I'm just a cannonball. So maybe we were both right after all. Pastel skies and a mountain in the Everglades, palm trees sky all around the lake, leaping from front to front in a figure eight, and there's no gravity.
Get to school, I haven't been since '99. While you're here, can form another line in the square, and you hit me with a cherry bomb. You're still my cherry bomb.
Racing down the 101 and the brakes are gone, on the run from everything and everyone. Hit the gas, don't look back, praying not to crash before the night's done. Dreams are rose on fire, you can hold in your hands. Dreams, your oldest desires.
fucking awesome. I can just stay at you. Oh, there we go. We're squeezing it. Look at this. Now this is the band, baby. This is the band connection. Thanks so much for doing the show. You guys are fucking awesome.
Thank you.
It's so just like you're like dream.
Very dreamy.
I loved
Dream
it.
Horse Highway.
It was dream. It was dreamy. I loved it. It was very dreamy. So how did you all meet? When did the where's yeah? Can we cut? Hold on. Well, how did you guys all meet? When did you become a band?
Nathan, Jenny, and I are all from the Northwest, and Dustin's from Ohio, and they're roommates, and
The one guy.
and we just started hanging out.
Illinois.
and- Yeah.
So you all met out here, and then
Yeah.
okay, hell yeah, and just started hanging out and.
Yeah, we're all musicians kind of on our own, and then we just started playing together and making some magic, and yeah.
I love that. So how long has it been? How long you been a band?
What about the day of the pandemic? I think we wrote our first song.
Yes.
What a time. What a time.
What a time.
What a time to have a tight band.
It was the weekend.
You really find a lot of camaraderie.
Should we mask up? Nah, dreams or what is that?
So the shutdown was Monday, and I think it was Saturday. We did like a group Pilates together, and then we went and we wrote some songs, and then we didn't see each other for almost a year.
Wow. Wait, so you wrote songs and then you didn't see each other for, oh my god.
We were scared to leave.
Yeah, wow. You're like freaking out. You're like, why we do Pilates? I didn't want to do the Pilates. So what is so where'd the name come up? What is Dream Horse Highway? Where'd that stem from?
Well, I shared a story with these guys. My mom and my sister used to go to this website called dreamhorse.com. And it's like a
Yeah, what is
it's a Craigslist for horses. And, not just any horse, the dream horse.
People are selling horses online?
Yes.
How do you get that shipped? They just
A trailer, or maybe a boat. I don't know.
so it's the
UPS.
UPS? That's awesome. So dreamhorse.com, your mom was she was a subscriber to it.
Yeah, and they would go on and look at all the horses like they couldn't have. You know, like
wow.
people who go on real estate websites and look at houses that they
Yeah.
want or something.
I was on Zillow at the beginning of the show.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. But now I'm gonna be on Dream Horse next time.
And so it's kind of like chasing that dream, what your dream is, you know, whether you have it now or later or
I love
Dream Horse
that.
Highway.
See, it matches you guys. It matches your. I mean, you have the song that says like "Dream," that one, but it matches you guys because you're so mellow. Like it's like it's just like a dream sequence kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's very. I love it.
Awesome. Thanks.
That's so awesome. It's so funny. It's a Craigslist of horses too. That's a great bio right there.
If you're looking for a horse, that's the place to go.
And if you're looking for an album, we got you covered.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
You should sell your album on DreamHorse.com. That'd be great.
It'll be the cheapest thing on dreamhorse.com, I promise.
If you buy old Betsy here, you also get Sky. You get Sky Blue as long. With it. Throw in some merch. The horse is wearing your T-shirt. That's awesome. So what inspired you guys to do music? Was it that you always you're all musicians growing up, and you've always been singing, you've always been guitarists and stuff?
Yeah. No, I've always played guitar my whole life, and I've played in bands my whole life, and this is my favorite one right now.
I love that. So now you guys are going next level too. She just released a brand new single called Sky Blue, which is now on Spotify and every other where you find music and stuff. What's next for you guys?
So we are working on an EP right now that should be released pretty soon, and a bunch of new songwriting. We have tons of songs we've been working on, so yeah.
I love that.
It's just a matter of getting them out and working with people to produce them, master them, and we're doing it all ourselves right now, which has been really fun, but yeah, we're just looking to kick it into high gear, get this horse on the road.
That horse on the. I love that. That's awesome. I love the puns. Get this dream horse on the road, baby, and you can at dreamhorse.com for all your needs. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for doing the show. Dream Horse Highway on Spotify. Check them out on Instagram, and you guys are all great. Thank you so much.
Give it up one more time. Yeah, that's great. That's great. We were saying earlier what's what's your name? Sorry, that plays this weird amazing keyboard thing that stands up. Can you hold it? Nathan. Nathan looks like a person that would play this thing. Like, and when he held it up, I was like, that's who I want to play the thing, the keyboard thing.
Nathan is a vibe.
Nathan is a fucking vibe,
man.
That's a good vibe. It's a great vibe.
It's a vibe, baby.
But it's a vibe.
We are not
When we walked
sponsored.
in, we were like, hello, vibe person.
What's up,
We were
vibe?
talking about his hair. We were like, I like your hair. And he turned around and said, you're probably talking about me, aren't you? And we were like, fuck yeah, we are.
This is DreamHorse.com original, too. It's incredible. Guys, one more time for Dreamhorse Highway, ladies and gentlemen.
Just incidentally, like also, the Craigslist for horses is also a great name for a band.
All right, next band coming up is the Craigslist of Horses, ladies and gentlemen.
From Illinois.
From Illinois.
Craigslist for horses.
Oh, it's so funny. I love it. Dreamhorse Highway, ladies and gentlemen, check them out. And our new sponsor, DreamHorse.com, guys, our new sponsor. Are you guys ready for our first special guest comedian of the night? Are you guys ready for our first special guest comedian of the night? I want to get it loud here. This guy's one of my close friends out here. He has an amazing podcast called Everything Reviewed. Guys, get the round of applause going for my man, Justin Sherman.
Thank you. Where's everyone going? Why do they... Guys! Some of my favorite people on this stage, and as soon as it's my turn to come up, they're like, see ya. This play looks good. I like this set. I will say, when they were talking about it, there was a part where she said, you know, you just strip away everything in life and brings you to the question, who are you? And I was sitting in the front sweating like, I have no idea. I don't think I can see that play. I'm horrified. I will say, this is for sure my uncle's backyard. This is, my mom's like, go, he wanted to show you. I'm like, yeah, I guess this, he's like, look at it, hey. Yeah, you can get up there if you want. Now don't tell any of your cousins, I've seen Sasquatch out here twice. Where's the grill? Aren't we like hot dogs? What are we? I've quite. First off, maybe it's good everyone left. I just am alone. I also don't have health insurance right now, so I need everyone to be careful around me. My ex called me a couple weeks ago, and we're on good terms. You know, I wish her the best, no hard feelings. But I had the same energy when I talked to her on the phone, like my parents used to have whenever a telemarketer would call our house. Right away, I was just like, yeah, what is this for? No, yeah, take our number off the list. Oh yeah, we're happy now. She's making a web series, and she told me they did a GoFundMe and they raised $50,000 for a web series, which it was great. But if that were me, I would take that money and start a new life. Web series ain't getting made, okay? Y'all find another way to be SAG eligible. I'm taking this money in a silver briefcase, and I'm heading to Cancun. I really do want to quit my job every day. Who has quit a job? It's the best feeling. One time I quit a job so I could go to lunch. I was just hungry. My friend called me and he said, hey man, do you want to get something to eat? And I was like, I'm actually on my way to work right now. And he's like, ugh, I was thinking all you could eat sushi. And I said, give me 2 minutes. I called and quit, and it was kind of a messed up job. It was a call center where you would call people who just got out of the hospital, and you would like ask them how the hospital was. Let me just tell you, no one was like, I can't wait to go back. It was so much fun. I didn't care about my shattered bones. More times than you would think, you would call someone and their spouse would answer and immediately go, he died. And you had to finish the survey to make the money. So you'd be like, so bad? Can I mark bad? Sir, hello? So, when I called to quit, my boss didn't even care. He was like, good for you, man. Good. I've been trying to quit this job for years now. And I'm hearing him talk. He's like, you don't have to return anything. Just throw your key card in the trash. And I wanted to be like, hey, man, do you want to come to lunch with us? Fucking get out of there. Place sucks. We're getting all you can eat sushi. It was, I have to say, this all took place in Nebraska. So that sushi place was in Nebraska. Who knows what that fish? I don't know. It could have been anything. I am from Nebraska. People ask me what there is to do there, and there's nothing to do there, and they know that, and it's upsetting. I wish they would stop asking. Like in high school, our fun thing to do on the weekends was to get on the roof. We wouldn't even do anything. We just liked being high up. And I'm not talking about like furniture, maybe a grill roof. I'm talking slanted wood, not supposed to be up there roof. We just did the one time we tried to see if my brother fell out of a 2-story window. How? Because we wanted to see if we could lower him to the ground using bed sheets. And we couldn't. And my parents got mad. They're like, what are you doing? We're like, what do you mean? What are we doing here? Let's go. We gotta get out. So then I moved to LA, and it took me forever to make friends, because I'm like, does anyone want to get on the roof? You're like, what? Who the fuck is that? He's been off the roof like 3 times. I went to a party once in Woodland Hills. The guy throwing the party was on so much coke. And it was 3 a.m. and he goes, does anyone want to get on the roof? And I was like, everyone was like, what? Except for me. I was like, I would love to get on the roof. And we watched the sunrise together. It was... I just hear Mike's laugh. I see his tie. I can see his tie. I like being from the Midwest. I actually met, a friend of mine is from Wisconsin, and I went to his birthday party recently, and he had a friend who was also from Wisconsin, so they were talking to me about Wisconsin stuff, and this guy I just met, he goes, yeah, I actually grew up in the same neighborhood Jeffrey Dahmer killed all those people. And I was like, I guess that's cool. What was your name again? And he's just going on about Dahmer. And at one point he goes, yeah, he ate a guy from my high school. And I was like, where are they fucking birthday? Keep your voice down. Last thing I need is Wisconsin and Nebraska guy being heard talking about serial killers. I don't know anyone here. Do you guys, do you know the phrase, he was running around like a chicken with its head cut off? How about just running around like a chicken, those spazzy weirdos? You don't need to cut their heads off, they're always like that. I think Hollywood needs to stop casting hot people to play characters that are down on their luck. It's like, who cares? You're like Friday Night Lights. Everyone in that show is hot. But they're also all like, I'm never gonna get out of this town. I wanna jump into the TV, into the show and say, you guys should all be actors. Get on Instagram. Who cares about the University of Texas? So people talk about time travel, right? I was like, I don't know if I should do it, especially in front of the mud set. I don't want to disrespect this. Am I okay on time, by the way? I truly can't. Okay. Yeah, more. Yeah, probably keep going until it's good. People talk about time travel all the time. The famous thing is, all the time, when people talk about time travel, you know, there's I'd kill Hitler, I'd see dinosaurs. If I could time travel, I would have to go back and find out if George Washington actually looked that fucking goofy. All the paintings we see of this man, he's pregnant, he's got a sword. I gotta go see for myself. I would take a painting with me. And I'd either get to go, yeah, okay, I see what they're going for. Or it'd be like, dude, you got totally screwed over in this. And be like, who's that? I'm like, this is you. That's not me. I'm not pregnant. And he'd be like, I gotta come back with you and let people know. I'm like, no, that was actually the one rule. I can't bring anyone back. Okay, there's no way to. I hate getting gas, and then the pump asks you, would you like a receipt? And then you click yes, and it goes, it's inside. It was like, you asked me. I was being nice. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much.
What do you think? You get the downtown? What do you think? You want to go on the roof? Let's go on the roof.
I'm on the roof.
Let's go on the roof. We're on the roof.
Where were you guys?
Yes. He's from Nebraska.
Yes, what part again?
Omaha.
Shout out, Sam. What high school?
Mount Michael.
Oh, all boys. Yes.
And I lived there.
You lived? Did you like it?
I did, I really did.
All right.
It was really small. There was only 22 people in my class.
Really? 22?
Yeah, so we knew each other.
We knew each other.
How big was the school?
146.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So tiny mountain.
Very tiny.
Mount Michael. A small mountain.
It's more of a hill or a bluff.
This got them drawn.
They're all like, can we talk about high schools in Nebraska right now? That is some riveting shit.
But I did go to Miller North, go blue.
Do you guys want to get on the roof? Do you want to get on the roof?
Yeah, did you get on the roof ever?
We did get on the roof.
Yes.
I got him good actually in the back. I really got him good back there.
You're one of the funniest fucking comedians
Oh my.
I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Isn't he, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you.
I've known you for like 8 years now. We
Yeah.
started together out in LA.
Yeah.
And it's just like you've always just been crush.
Oh my.
Just so fucking good.
Thank
dude.
you, brother.
And welcome to the 2 Timers Club, baby. Actually,
Yes!
it's 3 timers.
3 times.
3
Because
times.
we showed one of your videos before with Joey Bergman, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
kind of
Everything
bombed,
we do.
right?
That was great.
I think people very kindly showed a sketch and people, I don't know. That's bad to say. It felt like people were like, okay. And then they're like, we had to come up and talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's happening again. I'm doing it again.
Well, you were on the.
Am I bombing?
I think am I bombing right now? Just a voiceover hits. It's like I'm not.
Am I bombing?
I think you were on our very last show we did before the pandemic happened, right? Was it?
Yes.
I think
it was
it was.
kind of scary.
It was one of them. It was like, dude, thanks for doing the show, man. You're a fucking
Yeah.
man. I'll see you soon. And then it was like the world exploded.
Yeah.
It was like,
What
is
if we
happening?
killed each other? What if we both went home and died?
You were coughing a lot.
Yeah. In between the
In
bomb.
between.
I was trying to fill space.
You're like, what else? What else?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I threw up right there.
So you grew up in Nebraska, as we realized. What inspired you to do comedy, baby? What was the?
Oh man.
What made you get off the roof and start doing comedy?
I think I have a big family, and I think like my brother falling out of. He was a teenager, wasn't a child. So it was hilarious. We have a huge family, and I'm somewhere in the middle, and it was chaos in there. I used to my mom she'd be like, go make a funny face at your dad to make him laugh. And I was like, God damn it, the lawn! And I would just like stick my tongue out at him and be like, okay, that's pretty good. So that was like, I gotta capitalize on this.
That was your opening joke when I first seen you out here. You just stuck your tongue out the crowd.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, I heard of this guy. Yeah.
I love that. So LA was kind of like the dream of yours too, to kind of come out here and just pursue comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're doing it, baby.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Fucking
Are we?
We're
We
doing
are.
it. We
Together.
Together.
As one.
As one.
That was good.
Yeah, applause break on that.
That was good.
That was very fun.
I like that ring. Look at that ring.
Thanks, bro. I try to do it up. You know what I mean?
That's nice.
Yeah.
He's Italian. They're all born with those.
You're Italian too, right?
I am Italian.
You're half, right?
Where's
You're
your
half?
pinky
I
ring?
think-
Hey, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm lying.
I just started wearing the ring. I don't have pinky ring confidence like our boy
I
Rob
think
Smallwood.
you do.
I don't think I can.
You do. Good
Well,
watch.
you gotta have pinky ring money, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the pinky ring, it's gonna be a
Pinky
big
ring guy,
deal.
what do you think? Is that pinky ring guy?
That's good.
Is that
good?
Justin, thanks for doing the show.
Anytime. It was just, yeah.
So when did you? I want to ask you. 'Cause your podcast, it's seriously like my weekly listen. Like I get excited
You're
about
too
it.
kind.
It's called Everything Reviewed. You and our boy Joey Berggren.
Shout out.
Shout out. He's here, baby.
From the sketch that bombed.
Come on up here. Recognize me from a couple months ago when we filmed. That's good. But dude, it's one of the funniest fucking podcasts. I love that you've been doing it a long time, and you guys are so consistent with it. Like, what makes an amazing podcast like yours?
What makes an amazing
Yeah.
podcast? I think just having a good friend like Joey over there.
Oh.
Give it up for him! Yeah, and to be funny and work hard and all
Because
that
I was
shit.
actually, my buddy was he was starting up a podcast, and I sent him your podcast to be like, this is what, because he was thinking of doing like.
And he's like, I don't want to do this.
He's like, you know what, never mind.
I will go to law school.
But I said him like.
Sorry.
Then I sent him to Browne University. I was like, you should check out DeVry. DeVry's good. DeVry's good. You can do online classes while you're trying to do this. But I sent him yours because you guys have such a great chemistry together too on the podcast, and it's just you guys have like the theme music, and you kind of just do different like bits and stuff. And you've blown up recently on TikTok because of the podcast, baby.
I mean.
You're doing the clips.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know how to. I mean, you can't accept a compliment ever.
Well,
Thank you.
I think it's great, and I guess you think having chemistry and just kind of being consistent.
Yeah, chemistry. Like the chemistry. I'm just saying words wrong. Recording. Yeah, chemistry, and we're good friends, so it comes natural.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well check it out, Everything Reviewed podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Couple quick rapid fire questions for you, brother. What's the most irresponsible thing you would do with $1 billion?
$1 billion?
$1 billion.
I would buy all the camera gear on it so my friend couldn't make that web series. God, I don't know. I'd probably be buy all the tickets to Oscar football games so I could be the only one there. But go to the stadium, I guess. I could buy the stadium.
You could buy the stadium, yeah. How much are stadiums?
And I'd sit up front and be like, he can come. Yeah, he's good. I'm like, the game's on. No, wait. Because that's like $1 billion money. Yeah. What would you do?
You would still sit 20 rows back and just be like, hell yeah!
Yeah, gotta work my way up there.
I don't know, dude. With $1 billion, it's endless money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you buy like $1 million, even like a $10 million home, you still have so much fuck. It's so much fuck you
how
money.
much?
I'd have a pinky ring on every finger, which would just be rings on every
Yeah,
finger.
you'd have
a whole bunch of rings. You know?
Yeah.
No, I think I would do the same. I think I would buy like a stadium and just fucking
Live in it.
Yeah.
Put
Do the show at the stadium.
Do this show
At the stadium. Yeah. And they'd be like, you can come in. You're good.
But the same amount of people.
It's a great crowd.
It's It's just like this part of the stage.
This is a great crowd. Give it up for yourself.
I was self-deprecating. I know I wouldn't make fun of this crowd. Now I'm Italian, fully. Oh, I want to make fun of this crowd.
What's the most embarrassing moment you ever lived, and why do you think it made you better?
God
damn, Oprah.
Can we get some tissues? I want you to.
What about you? Do you have something that you could? You got to answer too.
Okay.
I ain't going.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Sherman. Ladies and gentlemen. What's my most embarrassing thing? I remember throwing. I threw up a lot as a kid, and I remember one time. I'll never forget it. Is I was walking down the hallway. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, and I was at like the water fountain, and I threw up all over. And this girl that was in my class like seen it, and I just like looked up and was just like, and just kept going. And then I came back into class, and she like, and when I came back in, she was just like, and I know that she told everybody.
Yeah.
And it was just like so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's probably the same. I've threw up
That's
so
the most
much.
embarrassing, but like
I know it's hard to think.
I've had embarrassing times on stage where it's just like,
my God.
Yeah, like really embarrassing times.
Yeah, I've had some bad times up here. It's been bad. I bombed one of my worst bombs ever. It was a competition that you won money, and I bombed so bad, it felt like I owed the money. It was bad. My friend, sometimes you have good friends that are like, hey, it's not that.
Yeah, you did pretty good
One
up
of my
there.
friends straight up was like, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to be out here trying to kill yourself. Was it bad? And like Conan, the bookers and stuff.
They were
watching.
fucking what?
It was a pretty big fuck up.
Wow.
But I'm on this show now.
Who needs
so
Conan
you
on
know.
the late show tonight? Fuck yeah! What's the hardest you ever laughed?
Oh my
Whether
God.
it was like, I love Pete Holmes' podcast. He asked this question. I love this question. Whether it was like 5 minutes ago, maybe it was my monologue, maybe it was, maybe it was 20 years ago, whatever it was.
In high school, we were at a party, and we were wasted at this girl's house, and in the basement, my friend heard Tech Nine's song "Ooh Wah Wah" playing in the basement, and he goes "Ooh Wah Wah," and goes to run down, and he slips on the first step and slides all the way. His ass like hit every single step. And he spilled his beer, and the girl whose house it was at the bottom of the steps, and he had just fallen. And she goes, "The carpet!" Because the beer was spilled. And then later, the cops came, our cops, the two we have in Nebraska, Dale and Bobby.
They went to Sean's school.
Yes, he knows him.
You go way back.
And my buddy was up, another friend was upstairs, he was running down, and then he fell down the upstairs stairs. So my two best friends fell down 2 different flights of stairs. It was the best night of my life. I would pay that $1 billion if I could have that moment back. That's what I would spend the money on. It was the best. It was the
You call him up, hey dude, I came into some money. If you could just come get on the top of those stairs.
Yeah, so that's it.
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Sherman! Justin Sherman, ladies and gentlemen! Seriously, one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. What do you guys think? Seriously. Are you guys ready for our next special guest comedian of the night? Are you guys ready for our next special guest comedian of the night? This guy was just on Netflix for Bill Burr's Friends Who Kill, and he has a brand new special coming out at the end of the year. Guys, get the round of applause going. Come on, get it loud, man! My man, Joe Bartnick!
All right, I think I'm done. I'm Joe Bartnick.
All right, sit down.
Joe Bartnick, ladies and gentlemen! The fucking Italians discovered it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You got the pinky ring energy of the Italian right there. Look at this guy. Living it, baby. I switched back over. I was gonna...
It was, yeah, Mike, sorry. Yeah, it was, got in the, my grandfather hit the original number. The old school number, and he got it from and he got it.
Fuck yeah.
Bought this ring.
Hell yeah. I love it. Well, thanks so
For
much.
for the people who don't know, the number, the Italians invented the lottery, and then the politicians took it away.
Just like gambling and everything else.
Politics is just organized crime now.
Yeah.
All the politicians, they control shit, but they fuck it up.
Spitting the
The
truth.
Italians ran it much better.
Yep.
Potholes were filled, crime was taken care of.
You know what they say? They say that Vegas was better when it was run by the mob.
100%.
100%.
Try to get a free steak now.
Can't.
You gotta steal. You gotta now there's buffets.
Yeah.
You think the Italians gonna have a buffet? These fucking animals. God damn. I don't like buffets.
You don't like buffets?
I don't want a sneeze guard. I want a waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like people bring me my food. I want to stand in line
I love
for food.
I love buffets.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm there for 2 hours.
Oh.
You know?
I don't like other people in
Yeah.
general. Except people that pay to see comedy. I love you.
Goddamn right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Joe, thanks so much for doing the show, man.
Mike, thanks for inviting me.
I know we met a couple months ago down at Helium in Philly.
Oh,
through,
right
through our
on.
buddy Steve Rinaldi.
Yes.
Killer show, dude. You crushed at that show too. That was like a packed house. You just murdered, man.
Oh, thanks. It was fun. Everybody did.
Yeah.
Helium's one of those places where if you don't do good, just quit.
Yeah.
Not enough people quit comedy. It should be like a buyback program, like for guns and micro notebooks. Here, we'll take your notebook and give you like some free baseball tickets.
Yeah. Why'd you do comedy? I had front row to the Dodgers. I don't know. That's why. So you grew up in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
What were you like?
Shout out to Sid.
Shout out.
Oh yeah.
There you go, baby.
Paul's a huge Penguins fan.
Oh, so am I.
Huge
Right
Penguins fan.
on.
Yeah.
We can talk hockey all day, so we'll let the nice theater people enjoy the rest of the show.
We actually went to the winter. What was it? The Winter Ice Classic.
No, I went to the stadium.
The Stadium Series back in Philly.
Oh, the one we lost, the debacle.
Yeah, well, I'm a Flyers fan.
Right,
Sorry.
that's okay. We can still be friends.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate people that don't like over sports. It's like, dude, it's sports.
Yeah. But we went to the Stadium Series. It was fucking great. It was a good time, dude.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But you grew up in Pittsburgh. What were you like as a kid? You always want to do comedy? What was it?
Yeah, I just wanted to be, I always wanted to be, I wanted to like do what you do. I wanted to be Johnny Carson, or I wanted to be David Letterman, is what I wanted to be.
Fuck yeah.
And then Dennis Miller grew up 2 subway stops from me. And his mom and my mom knew each other, so Dennis Miller was a hero. Poor, he went psycho.
Yeah.
Remember he was funny?
Yeah.
You guys couldn't remember when he was funny. You guys know who Dennis Miller is?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't see that far. I'm blinded.
I always love Dana Carvey does the best impression of him.
Oh yeah.
It's like, come on, guy, what are you doing, guy? Can't do it good.
But yeah, I just wanted, and then I just moved out. I literally wanted to do it, and then in Pittsburgh, when I graduated high school in 1988. There was no comedy scene.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Pittsburgh is a great city now. In those days, it was like the Depression, and you either went to the army or you went to jail or something. So I almost went to jail a bunch of times, and the bookie I worked for gave me $500 to move.
Oh shit.
It actually gave me like $1,000, but we blew the first 500 on an 8-ball and shipped it before I left.
Going away, party, baby. Going away. Bartnick's moving on, baby.
This is how long ago this was. I moved to San Francisco with $500 in my pocket.
That's crazy.
Now you can't stay one day.
500 is the gas getting here. You know what I mean? You're like, wow.
Yeah.
So I read about that too. You started comedy at the San Francisco Punchline, right?
Yes.
That was like your home club.
Yes.
What was the whole problem? You started out as a door guy there, or?
Door guy answering phones, and then I waited. You wait every Sunday for about a year, and that was when San Francisco was all full of artists, and it was like just the first week I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
I can never do this. And then I got up about a year and a half later, and then just working your way.
Wow, so you were there a year already, and it was still like before you got up on.
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, because in those days there was probably about 70 to 80 working comics that played there on Sunday nights. And probably another 100 who thought they could. And then probably another 100 who had no chance but thought they could.
Wow.
It was you could live there. You could live in San Francisco and just work at a record store 3 days a week. It was like a regular poor ass city.
No way.
Yeah.
Now it's like, $9,000 a month for like a
You know when the waitresses have to get day jobs, there's no more fun.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I knew it was time to go.
Yeah.
When you're like, hey, I can't stay over. I gotta get up and be a temp.
Yeah. Like, why you get up so early? Come on, we got eggs and bacon. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on. What are you going to war? Why are you getting up so early? What's going on?
Call back. There you go, Mike Perkins.
Hey.
Those chops.
That's the thank you ring. That's the
There you go. Oh, you flipped it over. Look at
I
that.
wanted to match you, bro.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Sweet.
Do you remember the first time you ever got a laugh? Like when you were a kid or
Oh, whatever.
like when you're like, holy shit, I'm funny?
I remember one of the funniest things, I was maybe like 3 or 4, and someone in my family, is either my dad or somebody else, one of my uncles, put styrofoam in the fireplace, and it turned our whole basement black. To where there was like 5 Italian women scrubbing it for like the next month and a half. And in the meantime, it turned everybody got soot on them. And I remember telling my uncle he looked like Sammy Davis Jr. And that was the funniest thing in my family, I think to this day.
They're like, Joe, tell him the Sammy Davis. Tell him the Sammy
I did
Davis.
the first laugh, so that was not I remember that being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bad kid in public school, so then I went to Catholic school, so I got a lot of laughs in Catholic school. Got beat a lot by nuns. That's why they had nuns. That's why.
But that's how you know you were funny. You're like, I'm fucking kicking my licks, you know?
Yeah, everyone gets a beat every now and then.
That's funny. You'll appreciate this. My first, I was always funny in school too, like kind of like class clown style, but I remember the first time I made like adults laugh.
Mm-hmm.
We were going down to the Jersey Shore and we were staying at this place, it was called the Royal Canadian. And
5-star hotel?
It's no, it was like, it's like a shitty 1-star.
Yeah.
Like, they barely had like, it was like, we were like all sleeping on couches and shit. But they mentioned the name and my buddy Massey, his mom was like, oh, it's the Royal Canadian. And I was like, why don't we just freeze the pool and play some hockey? And the whole crowd, like, not the crowd, the car erupted. And it was like, the mom and dad laughed, and then my buddies laughed, and I was like, holy shit, this is great. You know what I mean?
It was one of those hotels that don't let you take the hangers.
Yeah. You just can't do it.
That's what I knew I was starting to make it in comedy. Like, hey, Mr. Marriott, trust me with the hanger.
Wait, this one comes off? I can move it
I
around?
have to play around like,
Yeah. How do I iron on the hang? You know what's going on? So you've toured the country and the world with comedy, man. So what was some of the best places that you played? I mean, you just got back. You did Fenway.
Oh, I forgot the Israel joke.
God
damn it. I'll do it now.
Do it.
So, Israel, there is fucking beautiful women in Israel. Beautiful. They look like superheroes, like Wonder Woman. Like you want to kill them, you want to fuck them, they're amazing. I don't know what happens to them when they get to New Jersey. They're like, Stanley, where's the car? It's a terrible transatlantic flight, I imagine. I'm so happy I remembered that. Thank you, people.
I love the Jersey punchline too. I appreciate it. That's so funny.
Show it to my sheet. God damn it.
But you just did Fenway too, right?
No, I was a fan of Fenway. I did not do Fenway.
But you did. You've done Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. I did the Forum. I did Red Rocks.
Holy shit.
I've had some good ones.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So do you have any good? What's your favorite story about being on the road, like playing these huge gigs and stuff? Like, I mean, this is a big gig you did too, right?
Yeah.
Compared to Madison Square Garden.
You know, not to be some sappy, whatever. They're all great, and these people are awesome, and we had a good time.
It was awesome. Yeah.
The Garden was one of my 3 favorite nights ever in stand-up, and it's the Garden. Yeah. And it's so funny because now I feel like I now have it. This is like surreal because I remember when Joe Namath was on Letterman, and Letterman goes, "I guess you're sick and tired of talking about Super Bowl III." And he goes, well, why would I be? It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when I talk to her. Like, I talk about Master, like, yeah, it's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
I know I did great because, knock on wood, because I didn't know it was gonna be in the round. And when I got there, I'm like, it's in the round. Like, oh fuck. And they're like, you didn't know? And I'm like, no. And I went down and I touched the ice, and Club Soda Kenny's like, why you touch the ice? I go, Marilyn, you played on this ice. Like, I'm touching the ice.
Yeah.
But then right before I went out, I saw the big picture, like Sinatra in a tux backstage. It goes, Sinatra in the round. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, for an Italian guy, that's fucking everything. Dude.
And Bill gave me the tip. He goes, just cut it in the force. So that's how I knew he did great, because I went around. The only 2 times I ever practiced my set before I went out. 'Cause like, I'm not gonna look like I don't know what I'm gonna say next. No matter what happens. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brought up Verzi, and that's when I was like, yeah. And I did all my racial shit because I was like Muddy Waters, like Norfolk, like Newport, like.
Yeah.
Show them where you live. Like, I didn't come to the garden to be like, hey, you know, my daughter's crazy.
Right, section 200?
Yeah, like this is the fucking garden. Like,
yeah.
Bring it. So, and I crushed, and the red coat guys, like the red coat guys you see in like WrestleMania, like they're the guys.
Yeah.
And then this huge black dude, he goes, we thought there's gonna be a riot, but you fucking crushed. And then Chris Rock said, he goes to Bill, right in Bill's room, and he said great things about Bill. He goes, and your 2 guys fucking crushed. So, Chris Rock said it first. I didn't indulge myself. You asked.
No, that's amazing, dude. That's I mean, for comedy, that's like the mecca of it, dude. You know what to do. To say that you did Madison Square Garden.
I know. I can't even. And then
I couldn't even imagine. Like, how do you work on is your timing different? Like you said, like in fours.
I literally checked. I literally did and I put on my tape recorder or phone, whatever. Like, what's 12 minutes? Like, don't go. Like, here's the 12.
Yeah.
And I just, these are ones I'm doing, no matter what.
You just hear like a sea of laughter. It just like goes around, like.
You know what's funny is like 3 minutes into my set, a friend of mine, one of my only 2 comps, screamed out like the F word at me just for fun. And I remember walking around thinking like, you think after 22 years of comedy, I'm gonna fold? And at the after party, he was like, that was me. I was like, but my manager guy came up to me and he looked at me and Bill, he goes, not too many people can say they crushed the garden, you 2 can. And I was like,
dude, that's fucking.
I'm still on that high. I really am. And bringing it all back, and I hate to bore you people with stories, but
no, this is incredible.
My daughter, I'm so proud of my daughter, because I drove her up to college Sunday, and I go, what do you want to do in the car? And she goes, put on the Rolling Stones. And I was like, I raised her right.
Yeah.
And like 3 songs in, Mick Jagger's like, New York City, we are happy to be here in Madison Square Garden. And I'm like, even the Stones are stoked to be in the garden.
Oh my God. That's incredible.
Yeah, sorry to indulge my...
No, that's it. Dude, I can hear this forever, man. That's amazing.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It feels weird talking about it. You know what I mean? Doesn't it feel weird talking about
I always,
I'm trying to impress girls.
I'm the same as like Justin was saying. Like when I take a compliment, I'm always like, thanks so much. Like, thank you. Yep, thank you. But it's like
you're good. You got to learn to take a compliment. It's a big thing to learn. You got to like accept the compliment. Like you have to be like, oh my God, you're right. I'm fucking great.
Yeah.
But just be like, thank you. Move along.
Yeah. It's like you deserve to be there too. You know what I mean? Like it's all the hard work and stuff. You deserve to be at that like.
That's one thing. That is kind of the weird thing is I did play the garden, but I didn't sell any tickets.
Section 100 was all you, man.
I had 2 comps. Verzi's wife was happy to see me.
That's even better, baby. You're just there to be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you know what I mean? It's like that's when you can sell it, like, when you can sell the tickets, that's when it's really, you're really cooking with the
being
guys.
a big hockey guy too, where you see like Ranger stuff and you're like, fuck the Rangers, you know what I mean?
I would be if I was in Philly. But but the garden's the garden. And I was just happy to touch the ice, and they gave, I guess Philly gave Lemieux a standing out too, but when he,
Oh, he was one of the best, yeah.
But they were nice to him in the garden, and I didn't like seeing Graves' number up there. But you know what's interesting is I wanted to look up, I recently played for the Montreal Comedy Festival. I recently played the Bell Center. And I wanted to look up and see like Rocket Richard and, all of them, Guy Lafleur, everybody. And they roll them up.
Why
If
do they
it's not
roll
a
them
hockey
up?
game. I think it's kind of cool. Like,
Yeah?
nah.
Oh, we'll save it for the game.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly. Like, we're not gonna have you guys making fun of rock. Not that anybody would, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like
Yeah.
kept it more prestigious. I mean, of course, I took a million pictures with the statues outside.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have a podcast called Puck Off Podcast.
Oh no,
with,
podcast. Me and Fraser Smith.
Fraser Smith, man.
And Andy Picaro,
Yeah. Andy Piccaro's a crusher too, man. I've seen him a long time.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So we got him, and it's a great. If you like hockey, please listen. It's not all Penguins.
Yeah.
It slews that way a little bit, but we talk about everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've always been a huge hockey guy since birth, I guess, too?
Yeah, I mean, I
Growing
grew
up in Pittsburgh, I guess it's like a hockey town, too.
Well, it is now. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, it was just the Steelers, and the Pirates were actually good. And my grandfather was a huge hockey fan, and everyone made fun of him. But I lived for my grandfather.
Yeah.
And so he was a huge hockey fan, and he died like 2 years before Lemieux came.
Oh,
And when Lemieux came, it changed everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, I played street hockey forever because there was no ice hockey rinks. Then Lemieux came, they started building them. And then with Sid now, there's a hockey rink every 10 feet. And
Yeah.
now it's like, the Steelers are still the Steelers, but the Penguins are right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I love that.
Are you guys okay, or are we boring you? We haven't heard a
Give it
laugh.
up, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. One more
No,
question.
please.
One more question. I'll get you out
No,
of
I
here.
can talk all day, but these people want to go take a cold shower.
What's the after that hot set, baby?
Yeah.
Come on. What's the best piece of advice you ever got in your career or life, whether it was comedy or anything, that you could pass down to?
Well, in comedy, I always tell people, be nice and be funny. But I think that's the way. I think in life is if you can't say anything good about somebody, don't say anything. Kind of like I kind of live by that.
I love that.
Takes a lot for me to really rip on somebody.
Yeah. I think going
And
nice.
I just don't. I think it's unbe. And I always hear like the worst conversations talk about other people too. I don't know. I don't know. I just think be nice to everybody. I try to get my daughter work hard and be nice. Good things will happen.
I love that.
Put your head down. As far as comedy advice, tape all your sets and get as much stage time as possible.
Just keep getting better and better, and just be nice and meet people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, make this comedy specific. I mean, if you're a young comic, if you're not getting up 5 to 10 times a week, you're not getting any better.
Fuck, I'm not getting any better.
No, I just mean, you just gotta do it. It sucks in LA because it means you have to spend $400 in gas.
Yeah.
But in San Francisco, it was just about running to different blocks and taking them uni and stuff like that. Or but
yeah,
it's it's a hustle. It weeds everybody out. If you're still in it after 10, 12 years, you're doing good.
Yeah. You see that too. You see the same people that kind of keep perspiring. Like I've known Justin forever. We've known each other 8 years, and we keep growing together. You know what I mean? I feel like
that's your class.
Yeah.
It's like your fraternity class. There's all my best friends in comedy, except for a few people.
Mm-hmm.
The ones like I started with Gary Cannon. Like now, I've been doing it 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's only like 5 or 6 of us left. It was like 30 to 40, and now it's like the same 5 or 6 for the last 10, 15 years now.
Yeah.
It's like Al Madrigal, Gary Cannon, Rob Cantrell. He's in New York, and
hell yeah,
and that's about it.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Steve Maison.
Oh, Steve Maison. Yeah.
Yeah, good dude.
It's great. Well, dude, thanks so much for doing the show. I appreciate it. It was amazing.
No,
I got you a present, man. I know that you're a huge hockey guy, and it's a game day puck, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Another late show tonight, game day puck, ladies and gentlemen.
That's fucking awesome.
Tom Bartnick, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time. Tom Bartnick, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. You guys ready to close the show out? Are you guys ready show.
Staples Center, let's turn the fuck up. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Crypto Arena.
Crypto Arena. We are here to fuck your ear. Let's not fuck around any longer. Thank you everybody for being here and staying here and being in the heat. We're about to turn the fuck up and fuck your ear for a little while. Just for a couple songs here, and then you can go home and fuck each other. My name's Adam.
And I'm Sean.
We are not. We're not brothers.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
We're not cousins.
We get that a lot.
We're not lovers.
We get that one the most.
That's the one that we get a lot of. Because my mom made these shirts. That's not a joke. It sounds like a joke. I mean,
She
it's
didn't
funny.
buy the shirts.
No, she made our shirts, and then because I live with my mom, but now I live with my mom and she makes my clothes still. But
yeah, you better
now
turn this ship around. Where are you going?
She also makes his clothes too. So
and it's my anniversary.
yeah, so we're here and we're excited and we're pumped to do this. With this, if you can't see it, maybe some of you can. These are Disney princesses on our shirts. Yeah, some of you are like, I don't
Any
care.
Disney
and some of
fans
you are
out
like,
there?
"Ooh, yeah, fan of Disney. Yeah. So we want, you were just talking about how much you play shows together, right? Like we played a lot of shows. We played like 800 shows together now, like for reals. And yeah, we really have, and we've done this for a long time. Like Mike, and this is part of our group of people that we've played shows with for a long time. This is one of our first songs we ever wrote, and it's a love song.
For all the Disney princesses. Because when you get older, you look at them in a different light than you saw them when you were young. This is a love song.
Remember the first time you saw Jessica Rabbit? I do. I was like, whoa, god damn it. She's so fine, yep, she blew my mind. Little red dress, oh, look Snow White. I suddenly feel bashful, a little bit happy. I don't need his liquor, cause I ain't no sneezy. About to get grumpy, so I smoke a little dopey. Then we made love, and I get a little sleepy. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious, Cinderella, Pocahontas, Belle and Sleeping Beauty. Even though the sound of it is just a little dirty. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Come on. Come on. Come on. Make some noise. We having fun tonight. Let's go. Oh, it's a classic Ariel deep in that sea. Part of her world is what I wanted to be. Then there was Jasmine. We ran through the markets when. And I rode both carpets. And there was Nala from the Lion King.
You heard that right from the Lion King.
The scene in the jungle, yet the flip reality.
Every dude in the theater thought bestiality. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious, Cinderella, Pocahontas, Belle and Sleeping Beauty. Even though the sound of it is just a little dirty. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Come on. Hey, hey, come on.
Here we go. I'm fucked up and I would do Ursula, Cruella de Vil and all the ugly stepsisters. Tap those bitches, I would do the evil witch, the one with the green and the apple and shit. Cause I've been going crazy ever since I was a baby for all the Disney ladies and the evil ones. And I can't stop, no, this feeling.
It's a Hakuna Matata.
That's what I believe in.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious, Cinderella, Pocahontas, Belle and Sleeping Beauty. Even though the sound of it is just a little dirty. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Come on. Hey, hey, come on. We're gonna do two more for you, and then we'll all hit the dusty trail. Go rub ice on our nipples, whatever it is you like to do to cool off. But
I just
no,
not many people know this, but Adam and I, we went on our honeymoon, not together, but like we went on honeymoons together. And we went to the Cayman Islands. And it was actually, I'm smiling and talking about this, but it was actually horrendous. And that's what this song is about.
This is a love song?
It's a true story.
And it's called The Cayman Islands Sea.
Or 1983.
Took my love to the Cayman Islands, treated her like a diamond, then she was washed out to sea. Barefoot on white sand, I was wearing linen pants, then she was washed out to sea. It all happened so quick, like she did a magic trick. With a flash she washed out to sea. I wonder every single day, did she turn into a mermaid? Probably just drowned or a bleed. My nights are cold and I'm all alone. My bride-to-be was taken by the sea. It's not a game, let the sightings come again. It's a tragedy, but I'm not even Greek. It's a tragedy, but I'm not even Greek. Went back to the hotel room, didn't know what to do, so then I called the U.S. Embassy. They said I might have a problem. Was there anyone who saw it? The only witness was me and the sea. Police came and arrested me, wouldn't listen to my plea. I screamed I was framed by the sea. My cellmate, he looked at me, he'd been there since '83. He said he had something to say to me. My nights are cold and I'm all alone. My wife was also taken by the sea. No friggin' way, don't believe a word you say, 'cause how many wives are taken by the sea? 'Cause how many wives are taken by the sea? At least 2 wives since 1983.
All right, this is it. This is the last one. We're all gonna go home.
Great.
This is a new song for us. It's pretty new. We've been working it out recently. But this song is about something that's really important for relationships. We got people in relationships, make some noise. Anybody? Yeah, whatever you got. There's something called Ladies' Night.
Yeah.
It's really important in a relationship because that's that time where you guys can get away from each other.
Yeah. You need space.
Yeah.
And
ladies can go out and do whatever they'd like to do on Ladies' Night, and guys can stay home and
we're happy to oblige and
do whatever it is.
have a little me time. And but
This
then
is-
something could happen.
Yeah.
And this is a love song.
It's a true story.
Ladies' Night. and it looks like I'm alone. Just me and my thoughts and my headphones and my phone. The missus is out, cause it's ladies' night tonight. I'm gonna set the mood, so I think I'll pour some wine. Next thing I know, I'm watching porno, and I'm gonna take my time. Then the front door opens wide, I can't believe my eyes. My wife caught me jerking off, and so did all her friends. I thought that they had left, but somebody forgot something. Oh, and I didn't stop, and I didn't stop, and I didn't stop in front of friends. And I didn't stop, and I didn't stop, cause I had my fucking headphones in. I had my fucking headphones in. Friday night, I'm no longer alone. I didn't hear them coming cause of these fucking headphones. My wife gave me a look that I'd never seen before, with my dick in my hand and my pants was on the floor. Next thing I know, everything's in slow-mo. I thought it was ladies' night. Brittany, Amy, please believe me, what happened to ladies' night? My wife and all her friends caught me on all fours. They looked right up my butt. I was coming on the floor. And I made a mess, and I made a mess, and I made a mess in front of friends. And I made a mess, and I made a mess. Have you ever seen so much jizz? I've never seen so much jizz. Friday nights will never be the same. I got my own apartment and of course I changed my name. What happened that night? I feel like a disgrace. I got some plastic surgery to change all of my face. Next thing I know, I'm flying solo, a studio in Riverside. Take my word and please believe me, ladies, not ruin my life. My wife got a divorce and took all of my kids. I got a new Corvette, and now I wear a wig. Oh, and I live alone, and I live alone, and I live alone in Riverside. And I live alone, and I live alone, and it's all because of ladies' night. And it's all because of ladies' night.
You know, dude, I've been getting these strange DMs recently.
What are you talking about?
From Stephanie?
The bridesmaid?
Yeah, the bridesmaid at my wedding.
But does she know that it's you?
Yeah, because of all the surgery.
Plastic
I
surgery.
don't know if she knows it's me.
Ooh, I like this.
I know, I do too, because it's like, Stephanie doesn't know it's me because of surgery.
Ooh, I like that.
But Stephanie doesn't know it's me because of surgery. But I really think she knows it's Stephanie doesn't know it's me because of surgery. It's sexy when she knows it's Stephanie doesn't know it's me because of surgery. It's dirty if she knows it's Stephanie doesn't know it's me because of surgery. But I really think she knows it's me.
Another late night comedy show. Mike Perkins and Browne with a house band. We're called the show. Tonight, tonight, tonight.
Drive home safely.
Yeah. Have sex with each other.
Have sex with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to another late show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for yourselves. Give it up for all the comedians you see tonight. And thank you so much because we raised a bunch of money for the No Home Alliance as well, guys. So thank you so much for that. We love you guys. We're here every month, so come back next month and have a good time. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank